Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows and then I come over here and I talk about them. And today I want to talk about a Spanish TV show that is on Netflix, and that is Billionaire's Bunker. Okay, I am trying to get caught up on talking about all the shows that I have finished in the last 2 months, so that I can start watching, well, I'm watching new shows, but so I can start doing reactions to new shows. But I still have a couple shows that I finished, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks ago that I haven't talked about yet, that I wanted to talk about when I finished them. So I was like, okay, today I can either do like a reality show reaction, which I know is probably what you guys would prefer. But I really have wanted to talk about the show Billionaire's Bunker. I really, really liked this show. I'm hoping beyond hope that it gets a second season. Without a second season, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The show doesn't make a lot of sense, but I still loved it. And I've seen like 1 or 2 videos online of people talking about it, but I haven't seen that many people talking about it. And so I was like, okay, I think I'm going to watch this show. Or I'm going to talk about this show today. Because when I watched it, I kind of binge watched it in like 2 or 3 days, and I really, really enjoyed it. All right. So it's a 2025 show. It's a Spanish show, and it is on Netflix right now. It's called The Billionaire's Bunker. And I don't know any of the people that are starring in this show, but they're kind of all of them very good looking. I will say that. So anyway, now I will tell you the premise for it, and when I'm going to get into the spoilers, I will tell you to stop watching it if you're going to watch it, all right? I will tell you this, though, that I have watched in the last year so many Spanish shows, so many like Swedish shows, Norwegian shows, and I feel like they are really beating us. I think that foreign shows, oh my God, like the BritBox shows, I am obsessed with BritBox shows right now. I am currently on season 8 of Shetland, and I'm loving it. I just watched Happy Valley a while ago, Broadchurch. I'm just obsessed with BritBox. I'm feeling like that foreign television is really showing up U.S. television on much better television. I don't know. The acting is so much better. The concepts are deeper. I feel like the storylines are more interesting, more intriguing. And I feel like I watch a lot of shows on like U.S. television. I'm like, is this AI generated? Like, I don't know. Was there even any writers on the show? So when I watched the show, I was really excited because I love anything that's apocalyptic. Okay. I read apocalyptic books. I love apocalyptic shows. I love anything. And I think I had watched this. I was watching this at the same time that I was watching the MGM show War of the Worlds, which I'll be doing my reaction to soon as well. I finished all 3 seasons of it. It was fantastic. I love the MGM shows, like From is one of my favorite shows. So I think I was watching it at the same time. I love anything that's apocalyptic. And so when I started watching this, I was like, and I saw the premise for it, I was like, oh, I am so into this. So let me read you the synopsis for it really, really quickly, and then I'll kind of explain to you what the show is about. When a group of billionaires take shelter in a luxury bunker, an old feud between 2 families resurfaces amid an unprecedented global conflict. Okay, so I'm going to just tell you my little synopsis, and then I will get into the spoilers. So if you want to watch the show, don't watch it past that point. I'll tell you when. So what this show is about, it starts off with this guy getting out of prison, okay? And he's younger. He's probably, I don't know, mid to late 20s. You don't really know why he's getting out of prison. And his dad picks him up, and his dad's like, you need to come with me, and we need to go to this bunker. And he's like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. And he doesn't get along with his family, and you don't really know why. You don't really know why. You don't know why he's in prison, and you don't know why he doesn't want to be with his dad. But then all of a sudden, like, all these people that are like billionaires are going to this bunker underground. And this world event is going on, okay? Like, this world event of like, you know, this World War III kind of catastrophe is about to happen. And so these billionaires, and it shows them like how they got invited to it, and they paid this huge sums of money. I can't remember how much it is per family, but it's something like ridiculous. Like, they paid some ridiculous amount of money to live in this bunker for like as long as it takes for the event to pass, or it can go up to, I think it's 2 or 3 years. So it's all these families. It's like 100 people, 200 people that are living in this underground bunker that they have to take this huge elevator to, okay? Well, when this kid gets there, he's with his family. He's with his mom and his dad. And then they're all eating in this restaurant together. And they run into this other family that they were really close to. And that's when you find out what he was in prison for. And what he was in prison for was that he was engaged to this woman, and their families were like, and they were so in love and all this kind of stuff. And their families were best friends. And so he and the girl started dating. They got engaged. It was like the love affair of the century. And then they were in a car and she was killed in a car accident. And so they all blame him for it. And now they're stuck in this bunker together, okay? But that's just the beginning of the show, okay? So if you're not, it gets so good. It gets so good. So if you're not going to watch it, continue to watch, or if you've watched it already, I don't, because this is where the spoilers start. Okay, so then what it's about is, here's the spoilers. So then what it's about is like these two feuding families, okay? And that the mom and dad of the mom has passed away after the daughter died. So now it's the single dad. Oh my God, who is Hubba Hubba, so good looking. Okay, he is so good looking. It's the single dad and his new wife, who is much younger, and their daughter, who is the sister of the woman that passed away in the car. And then it is the mom and dad and the son, okay, that just got out of prison. And then it's the mom's mother, who's like this super wealthy woman with this long white hair. My favorite scene ever was this one girl at the end is like the wife of the other one. She's like dying. And the billionaire is like putting these morphine patches on her because she knows she's not going to make it. And then she does her makeup and they have like this one night lesbian affair. The show is so effing bizarre. Okay, so many parts of it. And they're like, so like, it's the most bizarre scene. They're like high on these morphine patches doing each other's lipstick and they sleep together. And the grandma is like she's like 80 or something. And I don't know. It's just so, you're like watching it. You're like, what am I watching right now? Okay. But that's not even the good part of it, okay? So then the guy that got out of prison, he gives his sister's phone, or he gives his fiance's phone to her little sister. And she starts watching these videos, okay, of them together and realizes how much they really were in love. Then she realizes that she was in love with him all along, okay? So then they kind of start this romance. But then he starts figuring out, because he's been in prison and because he's really like street smart now, that like something's not right in paradise, okay, with this bunker. Like something's like at the very beginning of the bunker, they all have to go to this room and like the building shakes and then everybody's really scared. And there's this woman and she's in charge of the bunker. And she's like, no, we're going to be fine. Like, but we're going to have to stay down here now longer. Like, we thought it was going to be 3 or 4 days until the event occurred. They thought it was going to be like this world war that was going to be like over in 3 days, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyway, now they're going to have to stay down there for longer, okay? This is when my Scooby-Doo ears went up, and I was like, okay, so this woman's a total scam artist is what it is. And then they show that she's a scam artist. Like, you know that she is. It's not like you have to figure it out. It like tells you the stories that's going along. So it's this woman and her brother, okay? And they like grew up and they were poor and her brother was real smart and they like hated billionaires and she got like screwed out of this job and all this kind of stuff. So she comes up with this scam, okay, that like with all these people that she's working together, then like her brother who's like super smart with like AI generated stuff and video, and she's got this director of movies, that they're going to put these movies together that they're going to show on these screens, like their live television, you know, broadcasting, that this like war is occurring outside so that all the billionaires inside the bunker believe that they have to stay there. But the world outside is completely fine. Like, it's just going on, right? And they're all down in this bunker, like 200 feet down, thinking that they have to stay there. And so they're keeping them there until they can like transfer their money into these private accounts. And then I don't know, they're just going to like leave them down there, or I don't know what they're going to do. But by then it won't matter because they'll have all their money in these offshore accounts. Okay. But what happens is that the dad of like the dead fiance, the real good looking dad, who's also having an affair, you find out, with the son's mom. Okay. She's got this real cute bob in it. And then her husband is having like this mental breakdown and he goes to the bar and he dances with this woman one night. Anyway, it's a lot. Okay. But anyway, really the show is about greed, power, money, and sex is really what it's about, okay? And that now the son has gone to prison, so that's not what his life is about anymore, okay? So he just really wants to live a good life. And so then he realizes that something's not up because like he's street smart now because he went to prison. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyway, so he is like trying to investigate what's going on, and he starts investigating it with his fiance's sister that's now she's in love with him, okay? But stuff starts going wrong. Like people get shot, people get killed that was never supposed to happen. And then so then what happens is that while the guy is in the bunker, okay, because they keep all their cell phones, they have to check in their cell phones, he gets a call because they don't want the people on the outside to know, because like then they'll start looking for him. They had to tell everybody that they were like going on vacation for like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that, so that nobody would be looking for them. So then they check in their phones. So the people that are running the scam, they have all their phones, see? Okay, so then they are like, is this making any sense? Okay, it's probably not. So anyway, so then one of the phones goes off and they realize it's like the Hubba Hubba dad, and he owns this huge company. And so it's his attorney calling, being like, they want to buy your company, but then they also want this. They think it's the horse, but it's not the horse. And so then they have to do all these AI-generated videos of the dad, but it's not really him, like talking to the attorney. Oh my God, it gets so crazy. And then at the end of it, the prison son, he's like, he thinks he's breaking out to like go get a doctor to save somebody, but he doesn't realize he's about to go out and find out that the world is completely fine, okay? And so that's how it ends. It ends up with him opening the door and he walks out, and that's how they end the show. It hasn't been renewed for season 2, but I'm like, if it doesn't, how am I going to find out what's going on? And are they going to let him back in the bunker? And are he and his future sister-in-law, but not now? Because anyway, are they going to end up together? I'm like watching, like the trailer is just like rolling right here because I had the synopsis pulled up. But it was so good. It was kind of cheesy though. I mean, the dialogue and stuff was kind of cheesy, but it was also so much like sexy time. Like it was really like all these billionaires were like, okay, we're just stuck in this bunker for 2 years. Although their rooms were really, really nice. They had like these little apartments that were real, modern. And then they had these windows that were like these bay windows. But they could like change it to be any like, they could be like snow, like in the mountains, or it could be like a beach, But anyway, but it was real cool. And then they had to wear these things so it would track where they were and all this kind of stuff. It was good. I liked it. I mean, it was kind of cheesy, but it was definitely worth it. I mean, would I give it a 10 out of 10? Oh no, I would give it like a 5 out of 10. But it was a good watch if you're looking for something good to binge. But if there's not a season 2, then I don't know what's going to happen. And then I'm going to be upset. And then like 5 years from now, I'll be like, what happened to that guy? Did he go back to prison, or is he back in the bunker? I don't know. Have you watched it? If you have, let me know in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.